You've got a sailboat. It's on the ocean. The wind's blowing. That sailboat is moving. But guess what? It's moving in a circle. Is it moving? Yes. That sailboat needs to understand what port it's sailing to. Because once it knows what port it's moving towards, it can steer its sails, use the wind to steer it in the right direction. The thing is, we all have goals. We always try to achieve goals. But how do we actually know if we're progressing? How do we actually know if we're making progress on our goals? Think of it this way. An exercise I want you to do is the 4 quadrants of life. We have 4 areas that make up life. And those 4 areas are the body, the mind, the spirit, and the 4th block. Where do you spend 8 hours, 9 hours, 7 hours every day, 5 to 6 days a week? Career, work. Now, we are so good at always putting everything work, 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 work. What I mean with these 4 quadrants, I want you to take a piece of paper, make 4 quadrants. Then, the 1 quadrant being the body, the 1 quadrant being the mind, 1 quadrant being the spirit, spirituality, and 1 quadrant being career, work. Now let's unpack a bit. What do I want you to do in those quadrants? Think today, jump 12 months later. Physically, that first quadrant, what would you like to achieve with your physical body in the next 12 months? But I want you to start being specific, granular. If you just say that I want to get fitter, I want to lose weight, it's not going to cut it. Sorry, it needs to be measurable. We measure what matters. If you say you want to run your first 21 kilometers in 12 months, now we've got something to work with. What does that mean 8 months later? What does that mean at 6 months? What does that mean at 3 months? What does that mean monthly? What does that mean I have to do every week now to get to that monthly goal? What does that mean I have to do daily? Same, I want to lose weight. It's not going to work. It's not going to cut it. I want to lose, say, 10 kgs or 20 kgs or 5 kgs. Okay, now we've got a goal, so we can start putting things in place to measure if we are getting there. I want to bring down my blood glucose levels by 2 points. I want to bring my cholesterol down to below 4. Now we've got something to measure. In that block of the physical body, put 2 to 3 things, not 10, not 15, 2 or 3 things that are meaningful and important to you to achieve physically. Then we do the same with the second quadrant, the mind, the brain, psychology, intelligence. If we don't use it, we lose it. What would you like to mentally do in the next 12 months? Maybe you want to read 20 books. Maybe you want to study a new course. Maybe you want to learn new things, develop a new skill set. If we don't use the mind, we lose it. Put things there. Then also the third quadrant, spirituality. Spirituality doesn't always mean religion. I've met religious people that aren't spiritual, and I've met spiritual people that aren't religious. Think of spirituality this way. What brings you peace in life? Spirituality is very important. It's easy to feel disconnected along the way if we don't practice spirituality. Put 2 to 3 things that you want to do. Maybe you want to go to church 50 times this year. Maybe you want to join the choir. Maybe you want to join a youth group. Maybe part of your community, the round table, the Lions Club. Spend time with your family. Every Saturday, go off technology and just be with your family. Or I want to spend 52 days this year just with my family alone. Nothing else. What brings you peace? Put it in there. And the fourth quadrant is the one we generally always have plans for. Career. A lot of us aren't happy with what we do for a living. We're not happy in the job we are. We're in a rut. Okay. What does that mean 12 months later? What would you like to achieve 12 months from now? Maybe you want a promotion. Okay. What promotion? What skills do you need to get that promotion? What do you need to start doing to get that promotion? By putting those 4 quadrants out, it's easy for us to start seeing where we want to go in 12 months. Think of an analogy like this. You've got a sailboat. It's on the ocean. The wind's blowing. That sailboat is moving. But guess what? It's moving in a circle. Is it moving? Yes. That sailboat needs to understand what port it's sailing to. Because once it knows what port it's moving towards, it can steer its sails, use the wind to steer it in the right direction. Those 4 quadrants, putting those 2 to 3 goals in there, that's your cue to use the wind to steer you that way. That's your way of building accountability to see weekly, monthly, am I showing up? Am I doing what I'm saying I'm going to do? Am I actually making the progress to get there? We are so good at keeping these things in our mind and never executing on them because we never put it on black and white. Get a piece of paper, write them down. Write them down in your notebook. Without putting goals out there that are measurable, you're not going to achieve anything. Take some time. Develop those 4 quadrants. Put out those 2 to 3 goals and start showing up and do them consistently and you'll be surprised 12 months from now, the change you can see. And remember, be better today than you were yesterday. I'd really appreciate a thumbs up on this video. Give me a subscribe. And if there's any other videos or questions you have, drop me a comment. That gives me the ability to make more videos like this for you and to make videos that will resonate with you.